D-Roy Cruz here. I tried to do a really nice video with beautiful background and all like that. You know what I mean? I even spent some money on this software and it failed me. So now I'm having a problem with the file. I got to go in there and find out what's wrong with the file. But here we go. Okay. The fact that Filipinos were colonized by Spain is why the Philippines is such a beautiful place, and the Filipino women are so beautiful. The mixture of, what would you say, I don't know, Latino with Asian, beautiful, makes a beautiful woman, especially on a woman, just beautiful. But yet they worshiped Western culture. How do you say that, Mr. Cruz? How do you say that they worship Western culture? Well, I say that because you want men to come over there. Even the Filipina P keeps saying, oh, we're so attracted to Western men. Okay, P, why? I'm going to say it again. You got men over here who have that have been raised by single mothers, especially a lot of black men. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of these black men that are coming to the Philippines know how to make money. And they bring a lot of money over there with them because they got that kind of mindset. Okay? A lot of these brothers out here with their pants sagging and all like that ain't gonna never do that. So, thank God for that. Okay? You don't want that in the Philippines. You don't want a Filipino woman having a baby with a black man, and the next thing you know, you got all these guys around the Philippines with their pants sagging. You know what I mean? Going around here trying to be Bloods and Crips. Okay? Like I said before. You don't want that. Okay? But here in the West, we have a lot of children that are born by single mothers. And in the Philippines, you got a lot of children that are being raised by single mothers. What's the difference? So you say, oh, well, okay. You say, oh, well, the way the Filipino woman is, well, we got a lot of white women over here that are very modest, especially as they get older. Okay? And they put away their bar hopping days and their, sleeping around with so many men and all like that. These women are as pure as clean snow. But the white man that failed to be able to make the right connection with this white woman went over to the Philippines to hook up with this little tiny Filipina that you can put in a pickle jar. And I shouldn't be surprised. Like, I tell you one thing, white men are not racist towards black people because of the color of their skin, because white men love melanation. White men love melanation. They love melanin. Going back to slavery, all the light-skinned kids that came from slave families and in those places where black men didn't go through slavery, they hooked their daughters up with a lot of wealthy white men. This is why there's so many shades of black. Because black people as a diversity have been mixed with every culture out there. Okay? So it's not the color of your skin that people don't like racially. It's what you fail to be able to give. If you're a woman, all you might need to be able to give is sex and be sexy. But if you're a man, you're expected to have money and power, be able to build things, be able to use your mastermind to solve problems, to be able to interpret things, to calculate things, to be a handyman, a mechanical engineer, or be an athlete, like a lot of black people are. Basketball and football. Okay? But you don't want too many rappers over there in the Philippines. Because when rappers run out of money and are still having kids, okay, the next thing you know, y'all going to be having advertisements where you're going to be doing the Crip Walk, and you're talking about, come over here, Crip Walk, C-Walk, baby, C-Walk, nigga, C-Walk, come over here and get your Filipina. You're going to have a little rap tune to go with it. Okay, but y'all need to up. Where is it? Stay on. You need to up. Okay, you need to up your Christianity in the Philippines. Catholicism is not Christianity. Sorry. Catholicism is Catholicism. And there is less fornication in Muslim culture than there is in Catholicism. Y'all even have the nerve to have as part of your mission statement indulgences. Where's that at in the Bible? Indulgences. No, you don't get to be indulgent. If you are a Christian, you are not to practice fornication lest you become disqualified to where you cannot call yourself a disciple of Christ. You cannot call yourself a Christian. You are a Gentile now. You are a heathen. You are a sinner. You are bound for hell. The number one thing that everybody must have control over, okay, is sexual immorality. And sexual immorality begins when a man and a woman dwell together outside of holy matrimony, or having casual sex between two adults outside of holy matrimony. And then after you get that going, then the gay and the trans people want to get in there, and they will follow right behind you. That's how all this started. Fornication is the cause of all sin in the world. If people weren't having sex and being immoral about it, there wouldn't be no gay people having sex either. Because when a gay person realizes that, like let's say a gay man, when he realizes that he's not attracted to women, your culture, your fornicative culture tells him he has to be having sex with someone. And no, he doesn't. Fornication is responsible for everything from the breakup of the nuclear family all the way to rap music and any other kind of rock music that ain't got the lyrics right. Okay? All the way to half the stuff you see on TV, bar girls, prostitutes, strippers, transgender women on the streets, ladyboys. Okay? It's all fornication. The Philippines have to do better. And I believe at one time they did, until they started saying, come, 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 all you Western men, come, come, come to the Philippines, get your Filipina. Well, see, this is the problem. These wonderful Western white men getting on there talking about they want more conservative, submissive women. But you wasn't looking for those conservative, submissive women over here in the West. Because if you're looking for assertive, submissive women, then you keep it in your pants till you find yourself a conservative, submissive woman. Ask some of these men coming over to the Philippines when the last time they had sex. With who? Their wife that they ain't divorced to yet? Their girlfriend that didn't know that he was leaving? Casual sex between him and some girl, and she thought they was going somewhere, and they're not. I even heard some of you guys get on here, YouTube here, and say, oh yeah, I had a girlfriend back home, and oh, she caught me because she saw me on the Passport Bros in the background. I didn't want to say nothing, but she caught me. You don't want these men who believe that consensual sex between two adults is the norm. You don't want them looking for a Filipina. You don't want these men who are coming out there to just party and lay down with bar girls. Okay? You don't want them coming out there for a Filipina. You don't want them talking about retirement and settling down with their Filipina, because these men are perverted. You can't just transition overnight from being in the bar and having access to all this fish. Different sizes and types of fish. Okay? And then you only get to eat one type of fish, and that's what you got to eat every day. It's hard for a man to do that unless he makes a conscious decision to keep his body under subjection for the sake of who? God. Not you, not him, not himself. It's God. Because only God ordained marriage. Marriage ain't for you to get laid. Marriage ain't for you to say, hey, look at me with my Filipina. I'm living in the Philippines for so much money a month. That's not what marriage is. Marriage changes everything. Marriage is when a man decides to be a leader. He goes from being a simp, as y'all put it. He goes to being a pimp. Okay? And he goes to being a whore. He goes from being a whore to wanting to be a Christian leader in his home. And he settles down with his wife. And he walked away. He left his sins over in the West. Or over in the Philippines even. and move back to the West. But wherever he began to be set free from sin, then he grew into becoming a leader for the sake of God, number one. For the sake and respect of women, number two. And the sake and respect of his women and children, number three. There is no, like one guy said, yeah, my wife, we were broken up, and before we broke up, I had my Filipina. And when my Filipina decided she wanted to get married, then I divorced my wife. No place in there did this man change and get his life together. Marriage is more sacred than that. Sex is more sacred than that. I'm one of them people that believe sex is sacred. I'm one of them people that believes marriage is sacred. And marriage is not about you. You say, well, why do you want to get married? It's a piece of paper. Because you called yourself a Christian. If you call yourself a Christian, then you believe in marriage. Now, if you just want to have sex, okay, but there are thousands of people in the West that are happily married. Thousands and millions of people in the West that are struggling and fighting to keep that marriage happy. While you run off to the Philippines and take advantage of these little pickle jar little Filipinas. And they're sitting back saying, oh, I love you, as long as she gets to stay in the Philippines. She loves you. She can cheat on you in the Philippines. And if you come out and if you bring her over here to the West, she can cheat on you quicker. You just can't win. When you love somebody, you shouldn't have to watch them and babysit them. But how many men, how many passport bros, especially these white guys, being worshipped up as gods in the Philippines? How many of them have been cheated on? And how many of them have cheated on their Filipina? Meanwhile, you got the Filipina pig getting on there, crossing their little cute little leg, talking about, hi folks, Filipina pig here. What I want to talk to you about today, okay? Then you got Mike getting on there talking about, I know, everybody knows I know. Okay, Mike, did you know that if your wife is behind you cooking you lunch, don't talk about another woman? Mike. Mike, why are you talking about another woman when your wife is right there behind the green screen making you a sandwich? Oh, I've been here, I did this with other women, and I did this, and I did this, and I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing this. And she's thinking, when was you going to tell me? Was I going with you? When was you going to tell me you was going to be doing all this? Where do I fit into all this? Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Oh, baby, come on, you know. Mike, you can't preach the gospel and then turn around and talk like you miss following, what's his name, escaping to the Philippines with his nasty mouth self. Said the Philippine women are easy. You can go out there and get coochie so easy. But didn't we get criticized because we have women over here that are easy? We can do that in the West. What do you need to run to the Philippines for? I know places here in Pittsburgh where you can lay down with some cute Asian coochie. You can go get an Asian $20 hooker. When I first started driving, when I came home from Job Corps, I rode over here to Oakland and University of Pittsburgh. These college girls were prostituting themselves on Fifth Avenue. Women were stopping my car. Hey, baby, you want some action? We got that here in the West. Why do we need to run there to get it? Are we trying to keep the germs? Are we trying to give COVID to the Filipinos so we don't have so much over here, much of it over here in the West? What are we doing? Now, why do I want to go to the Philippines? I want to go to the Philippines when I retire or sooner. I'd like to retire before I'm 62. Probably won't happen, but I'd like to. What I want to go over there for? Well, I want to go over there first of all. Like I said in the last video, I want to go over there to see the Philippines because, see, I love Hawaii. And I know without actually going to Hawaii, I know from people that go there every year, 3 times a year or so. They told me. It's very segregated in Hawaii. Everybody sticks to their own. I've always wanted to go to Hawaii and, you know, have the kind of money where I can go to Hawaii at least a couple times a year. And when I'm out there, stay there at least a week. And it's pricey. I mean, people that make Donald Trump money claim that Hawaii is too expensive. When you're living in other states, when you're living outside of California. Okay? But I would like to go because I want to see if them segregated spaces that I was talking about are in the Philippines. I want to see if the Philippine people are segregated like white folks out here. I'd like to bring my daughters to the Philippines. And then, if something happens that the Lord want to bless me, it ain't going to be me hopping no bars. If the Lord want to bless me with a Filipina, ain't nothing on me dead. But if you're going to control me and tell me that I have to choose between my wife and the Philippines, you want the Western man, but you don't want the West. You want the Christian that come from the West where a lot of people are Christian, even in this crazy day and time. But you don't want the Christian man to be an American. He got to become, and my Bible tells me when a man gets married, his wife is whatever he is and wherever he is. Let me say that again. My Bible tells me when a man gets married, his wife is whatever he is and wherever he is. They are one flesh. The Bible says. There ain't no, well, I'll marry you, but I'm not moving to the West. Okay, I'll tell you what. Why don't you hook up with a Filipino man that ain't going nowhere, can't afford to leave here, okay? Why don't you hook up with one of these Western, white dudes, okay, that, just got some fascination with pickle jars, okay? Why don't you do that? And when you get done, okay, letting everybody, soak you dry, then call me, because I'm a forgiving man. Maybe Jesus will forgive you of your sin and your fornication and your using people and being used by people. He'll forgive you, and then you can be a real Filipina. Or you can be a real Filipina that's married to a real American. But when we go over to the Philippines, you can call yourself a Filipina because that's where you come from. When you're here in the West, we're going to call you an American because you're married to an American man. And I love my country. The Philippines don't do nothing for me till I retire. I need some Philippines right here in the United States. I need some peace. I need some peace from black folks. I need some peace from white folks. I'm tired of Asian people acting like I'm creepy. Is it different in the Philippines? That's what I want my daughters to see. And I got, like I said, my one daughter, she loves the Asian world. She loves the Japanese food, Japanese culture. She loves Thai food. She can tell you everything on the menu. And she can speak a little bit of Japanese even. Okay? Why do we need to come get your Filipina? And I agree with, Sunshine Shoulders said a good thing last night. New respect for Sunshine Shoulders, because he said last night, if you come to the Philippines, don't just come here to live with a woman. He says, don't live with a woman. Don't just come grab some woman and have her move in with you, and then you're going to wonder why you got burnt later. Oh my God, I can kiss this man. That's the smartest thing I've ever heard since I've heard about the Passport Bros. And every Passport Bro wants to brag about, boom, he gets to go on the special vacation, which he wants to call a retirement, when he's going to probably end up back in the States. But he's going to call his vacation a retirement. And with his vacation / retirement, he gets a free Filipino with it. He gets the free fish. And even if he doesn't marry the Filipina, she's going to do the fish thing with him to save face. We got a girl here, I showed you her. She's on there talking about sex. She wants all the Western men to know that she is open for sex. She's on there getting on there saying, please tell me what you want in bed. Well, sweetheart, and I did a video on it. You can look it up. Sweetheart, first of all, we want the same thing in bed the Filipino men want in bed. See, this is where it gets creepy. What do you think I want in bed? No, I don't want you to chain yourself. I don't need to bring handcuffs. I'm not into that BS&M stuff. But I am into, like I said, a lot of sex. Which I don't think Filipinos, when they're married, they're having a lot of sex. I think they're having more sex with lots of different guys than they're having with one. Because once they get married, he's so busy making her and her family happy that they're having less sex. You got women out there having sex with various guys. But when they get with one guy, usually the fat, white, hairy, everything that the Filipino piece said that they don't like in the Philippines. They don't like tattoos. They don't like all that hair. And ain't nobody overweight. Okay, this white man gets to get away with it because not only is he from the West, he's white. And you really wanted the white guy with the blue eyes. You all say that, but he's old. His eyes ain't as blue as they were when he was young. But like this one video I tried to upload, and it, I was watching this channel and it wouldn't take. But the thing is, the guys that are really good looking, the white guys that are really good looking, I mean the white guys that are really, really good looking, like there's one guy on there, I'm a grown man, okay, and I can see that he's cute. This boy looks like, a 1923 Christopher Reeves. Only better. He got a face like a baby boy with blue eyes, with a grown man's body. And when he walks into a mall, all these Filipino girls go. And he ain't coming in there like, hey baby, what's your name? Even the prettiest ones, he don't go up and say, hey baby, what's your name? Can I buy you a drink? No, he's there for the Philippines. Why? Because guys like him can get just as much bar cooch. He can get married just as fast right here in the States. He ain't coming to the Philippines for that. It's us ugly folks. And that's us black ones. They can't get a black woman to give us the time of day because she's so used to us having one thing on our mind. You always going to see. Just the other day, a black woman finally came out of her shell and spoke to me. You know why? And she was a very pretty, beautiful black woman, totally out of my league. I'm the only black man in this neighborhood that ain't spoke to her yet. Because I don't care. You want to play hard to get? That's two of us that's playing hard to get. You want to act like you can't give me the time of day? I ain't got time to be giving you the time of day, sweetheart. I have a hard time dating my own flesh and blood as it is. I like my women to be something that I'm not. I like them to have different hair than I do. I like them to have a different body than I have. I like them to be a different complexion than me. And you think you're gonna play hard to get with me? I will bust my neck trying to speak to a Filipina before I speak to your behind, making me feel like I'm committing incest. But she spoke to me. She said, how you doing today? And I thought, I was like these Filipinos. When these white boys come around, I was like, she's speaking to me. Oh my God. Oh my God, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. She's testing the waters to see what kind of black man I am. You're going to find out. I know you wait every day right down here for your boyfriend to pick you up. Don't think I'm going to hit on you just for the sake that you need all these black men to hit on you. I've seen your boyfriend pick you up. Plus, you're way younger than me. But you want all these black men to give you the time of day. While you sit there and look over their heads and under their head and look around them and all like that, like you don't see them. But you found out I'm not playing. We're either down to business or I got things to do, sweetheart. And that goes for black women, white women, Filipino women, and any other kind of Asian women, including Spanish women. And I found out there's other women around here, and even on my job, that like to test me. Okay? But I don't need to go to the Philippines to find love and acceptance. Because if the Filipina girls are always easy for the taller black guys, and then they're also in love with the big, fat, hairy white guys, something wrong with that to me. What's wrong with this picture? You got the cutest one hooking up with this balloon that look like he about to die. This one guy talked about his Filipina had a knife for him. She was diagnosed as mentally ill, yet she was sending naked pictures on her Instagram to different men. How much you want to bet some of the men were black? Okay, I'm sure they were. Okay, and how much you want to bet none of them look like her husband, and none of them are his age either. And some of them are his age, but most of them look better than him, and a lot of them ain't his age either. And not only is he totally hurt by the fact that his wife wanted to kill him now that she got her green card, but he's also understanding that she wasn't attracted to your fat white behind in the first place. If she wanted to be faithful to somebody, she'd stay here in the Philippines and date a Filipino that knows what she's up to before she tricks you into it. Because he knows his sisters. I know my sisters here in the U.S. But no, you wanted this white man because you love the idea that these white men are so attractive. That's why these Filipino girls are always good looking, whether they're uneducated, whether they're poor, whether they got a good job, or whether they've had hundreds of men in between their legs just a few days ago, or whether they've been sitting here all their life waiting on to marry a man, whether they can speak English or whether they can't. They all look the same. They all look like they walk out of a cocktail party. And some of them look like they're going to church. But yet, you got this one that looks like a child going after the big, fat, hairy, white. Can't hardly get off the couch, let alone get out of the bed. We know y'all ain't doing nothing in the bed. What are you marrying him for? Then you got these black guys coming over there with muscles, looking like football players, and some of them are retired football players and stuff like that, and they still work out. Now I gotta admit, Sunshine Shoulders, he got a pretty one. I don't know if that's his, he got a nice one. I thought he would have a little tiny, little mop with some hair on it, but he got a nice one. I was shocked, But I watched Gerard and, kissing the husband before he leaves out. You know what Western women do when they want to kiss their husbands? They make you pause the video and spend 10, 20 minutes talking to them before they go out the door. They don't just, and run off and you don't know what they're doing. No, we have a policy about what we're doing. You think us people in the West are so bad, but we have policies when we get married. And I know, because of the kind of person I am and the kind of person I'm going to be with, I'm not going to make a video when my wife is getting ready to go somewhere and I'm not going to see her for the rest of the day. I'm not going to pause the video, okay, just to, no, that's my wife. Neither am I going to be making all these videos during the week, and as long as I get sex out of my Filipina when I want to, I don't care about spending any other time with her because I got to sleep with her when I go to bed tonight. That's not the way we treat our wives here in the West, in case you didn't know that. I have to get permission from my wife about how much video content I put on YouTube. I have to get permission from my wife of who I talk to and who I don't talk to on Facebook. And I've seen people in my own family go through hell with this. And I'm proud for my wife to know every detail about me, and I know every detail about her. My stepson's Facebook channel and his wife's Facebook channel are linked together. Every time she opens up her mouth, it shows up on his Facebook channel. Every time he opens his mouth, it shows up on hers. Okay? Because this is marriage. And there's no, okay, and then you just do whatever. No. If I'm doing a video right now and my wife wants me, or she wants me to eat, I'm not going to say, well, we're going to have dinner at such and such and such, you know, and I'm going to have to put it in the microwave because I'm doing a live stream. No. Click. Hey, I'm in this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. And I'm watching Mike and I'm watching a lot of these guys on YouTube, you know, including the Filipina P. I mean, with the Filipina P, she lets you know that she's doing her videos once a week, once or twice a week. And in between that time, she has her family time, and she has her editing time to edit her videos after she does them, edit the new videos, and then she has her day when she does them. And I don't know if she does 2 to 4 videos a day. It seems like she does more than 1 video a day, but she has it all planned to where she just does them back to back when she does them, and boom, you know. And I really look up to the girl, even though I think that between what this cat said, and these guy's an a-hole, between what he said, if he's telling the truth, and what he said about her lifestyle before she started making videos, and me and her have talked, you know, in the comment sections on her videos, okay, and she claims to be all Christian in that, but oh, well, just because I'm not married, that doesn't mean I don't have love in my life. What, you mean the love of your mama? The love of your daddy? Yeah, you're right. Just because you ain't married don't mean you don't have love in your life. But if you're talking about your boyfriend, that's not love in your life. Somebody ain't being loved. Because you've been doing this too long, and your videos are all about coming out there, finding your Filipina, and getting married. So why are you not married, P? Why are you not married? Why are you fooling around from one Western to another until you get your Donald Trump that don't really look like Donald Trump? He's younger. You get a young Donald Trump. Is that what you're looking for? Because I know you ain't dating these fat, white, greasy, full of hair and tattoos dudes. Then again, you probably are. You're getting on there telling, oh, that's not what we like. And you got enough money, you got enough beauty and everything to get whatever you want. In the West, in the Philippines, you can get any Filipino man you want. You can get any Western man you want, and you can get black, white, whatever you want. Everybody's talking about the Filipino P. And only one guy was nasty enough to blurt your business all over the internet, okay, and not care. And I take your side because I'm pretty sure you dumped him within good reason, real good reason. Because just by the way he talks, I know he's a piece of crap. But you fell for it. Why? Because the same message you preach. To come get your Filipina. You was doing that with him. And you tried to be his first Filipina. And you find out how much of an asshole he was. How many of these little Filipina pickle jar girls are going to find out their little hairy white tattoo, everything you disagree with, but you're going to take it because he got money? How many of these little Filipinos are going to find out these guys are assholes? How many of these brothers are going to come over to the Philippines and have children with these Filipinas and make it look like Compton? Make it look like Chicago? I'm out. God bless you, D-Ray Cruz, your life applications officer. I got to call myself that even on this channel because you got me preaching. So I will say that on this channel too while I'm doing these types of videos. But this is really something that I've just got interested in, and you got me fooled, and you almost fooled me. But I am going to come and learn from myself, and hopefully when I do come, and by the time I do come, first of all, when I finally come, I hope this thing doesn't just blow up in our face. And when my black behind finally gets on a plane and comes to the Philippines, I'm considered the worstest criminal ever because of all this blowing this thing out of proportion. Hopefully the Philippines is still going to be beautiful and peaceful and a friendly place, a Christian place as you claim, and all this by the time I make my way over there and introduce even my own family to a different world that we might want to make a second home or something. I'm really interested. Hopefully you don't upset me so much that I don't want to go nowhere near it before I even try to go near it. But God bless you. Talk to you soon more.